We are online.
Good morning and thank you, Queen Nadia. Good morning to everyone and welcome to another class on social media and branding and networking. Today we're going to be doing a more practical class with Facebook, and I think it will help each and every one of you to create a profile that really attracts the right people to you. So we are in a personal profile, and like we discussed previously, the importance of having a Facebook cover photo with your brand colors. If you have not yet done your brand colors, then well, contact me and I'll send you a website where you can see what colors combine well together. And the last time we also discussed the importance of having a profile photo so people know who you are and will be able to recognize you in any other social media platform. So today we will be going on to setting up your personal profile. As you can see on my Facebook profile, it has my name. This is important because when someone searches for me on Google, which is the biggest search engine apart from Bing and Yahoo, people will be able to find your profile with your name. However, how do you set this up? So I usually set everything up from the computer. Some of you will be using your cell phone. I do not recommend doing the settings of Facebook on a phone. You can do it, but sometimes those settings do not stay. So it is important that if you have a computer, that you do it from the computer or the laptop. So you would click on your profile photo, and it will open a tab which will give you settings and privacy. You click on that and you'll check your settings. When you go into settings, it will come up with general. Now here, it will ask what your name is. You can edit it. Sometimes the edits will happen within 10 to 15 minutes. Other times it might take more than a day. And sometimes Facebook might send you an email asking for documentation as to why you're changing the name. Because sometimes it has happened to clients that they got married and of course their surname got changed. So they needed to change it. And this part sometimes is a bit more complicated. However, the part that we want to focus on is the username. So this is where you really need to make sure that your name is correctly written and that Facebook will give you this link, which is the link to your personal profile. So I suggest that we all have that well written so that it will show up on the Google search. Also, our contact, which is our business email, which is very important. And the rest here depends on you, because this part here of what happens if you pass away, Facebook is changing at the moment. So I suggest that you do not touch this part. However, the other previous ones, you do need to make sure that you have it correctly. Good morning, Ambassador Chinere. Welcome. Okay, so this is the general account settings that we always need to make sure that it is well filled in and that we have all the correct details in there. Next is your security and logging. And this is also important because we want to make sure that we know who has access to our Facebook profile. And that should be only us, really. So Facebook lets us see who has logged into our profile. And if we see anything suspicious, then we can change the password. And very important, use the two-factor authentication, whereby you will receive a message on your cell phone if there's any suspicious activity on your profile. It's so important to make sure that all our settings and social media platforms have the highest security to avoid any unlikely activity on there. Next, we are going into privacy. So the privacy is where you will be able to check who can see your posts. Some people have their posts on private. This all depends on how you're going to be using your profile. As I suggested in previous classes, create a list so that you have your personal stuff, for example, family photos and everything that only will be seen by family or close friends, and the rest of your posts will be on public because you are networking and you're trying to create contacts online. Always have your tags on so that if anybody is tagging you on posts, you can make sure that those posts are where you want your name to be seen. And if not, then you can take off your name. It is very important. Here it asks you if you want to limit the audience for posts that you've shared previously. So for example, posts that you have published 3-6 months ago or a year ago, you can limit those posts and have it so that only people can see your recent posts. This helps a lot for business because that way you can make sure who's seeing your posts and who does not need to see your post. Now, who can see the people, pages, and lists you follow? I would suggest that you keep it only for you. Because if you're networking and you're creating contacts, you do not want those other people to be molested by anybody else who you have on your contact list who might be using your name to get in touch with those people. And those people might not really be very happy that they have been shared with other people. So it's always best that you have this part on only me, and you can edit it here. Now the next part, who can send you friend requests? Well, everyone, because you're networking and you're creating contacts. So it would be a good idea to have everyone there. Who can see your friends list? The same as this part. I suggest that you also do it only for you to avoid unnecessary problems as well. Now, who can look up your email address? Since it is your business email address, you can leave it as everyone. Who can look up your phone number? Depending if you're using a business phone number or a personal phone number, this will be your own preference. I've got it only on me because I prefer that people send me an email. And this part is very important. Do you want search engines outside of Facebook to link to your profile? Yes, that is why we set up in the previous area in the general settings so that our name is included on the Facebook link to make it easier to be found. Now, the important part is messages. So how do you get a message requests? These messages go to Messenger. And previously I said that in a lot of areas, Messenger is being used a lot for business. So it is essential to have your Messenger well configured. People can send you a request with a phone number onto Messenger, as well as anybody who is on Facebook can send you a message on Messenger. And this part is the one that you will need to make sure you've got it correctly updated so that it's easy for people to send you messages on Messenger. Okay, face recognition, this is a part, I think that they're taken off. Yeah, it's no longer available. It might be on the iPhone, I do not know, but this part is not available on the computer at the moment. Profile and tagging. Now, This is important because you need to know who is going to post on your profile. You do not just want anybody to be posting on your profile to avoid complications. So who can post on my profile? It's only me. Who can see what others post on your profile? You can leave that as everyone, and that would show who has commented, and everybody can see who has commented on your post. You can hide comments containing certain words. This is up to you. It's a personal decision. Tagging. Who can see posts you're tagged in on your profile? Well, everyone, once you've accepted those posts, okay? When you're tagged in a post, who do you want to add to the audience of the post if they can't already see it? I've got it under friends. This is also a personal option, so you can decide whether you want it on public or on friends. This part is very important, reviewing. Review posts you're tagged in before the post appears on your profile. Very important, have this on. It will be in blue. Review tags people add to your post before the tags appear on Facebook as well. Make sure it's on so that you get a notification in the notifications bar so that you can double check who is tagging you and to what. That way you can have a control on what's happening on your social media. We go back to the settings and we are going into public posts. Here you will have the filters. So who can follow you? You will always want people to be able to follow you so that they do not need to send you a friend request. Facebook has a maximum of 5,000 friends that you can accept, but you can have an unlimited number of followers. And followers are people who can see what you're posting, can comment, but they're not attached to your friends list. So this is great if you're going to be creating posts, reels, stories. Previously there was audio as well, but Facebook, I think, is taking that off. So make sure that you've got this on public. Who can comment on your public posts? Public. Who gets notifications? Well, you leave it on public. Who can like and comment? Public. Enable previews when your group posts are shared. Also leave that on. Comment ranking on. And here again, it's a way of checking that your username is correctly written down. And here it will show you, want to know what followers can see. Here you can click on this and you're able to see what your profile looks like from outside. It's not the same as what we saw previously, which would be the part that you see as the person or the owner of the profile. This is what people see when they come onto your profile. And this is important to double check at least twice a week to make sure that there are no strange comments, no strange publications, because there are hackers and you might have a bad experience that someone says there's a certain post that you have published, which in reality you have not published. So do keep an eye on that and make sure that your profile is safe. Okay, and you can do the cookies as well. Make sure you only have essential cookies and double check what apps and websites you have allowed Facebook to use to make sure that your Facebook experience is good and you avoid unwanted activity on your profile. As you will see, for advertising, Facebook has cookies from other companies. You can have that on or off. That is personal opinion, and it depends on what you want your profile to look like. And stories. Now, stories are a very effective way of reaching your audience. So always let Facebook have the option of allowing other people to share your stories as well, so that you are able to create a chain of interaction and sharing of your stories and getting to a wider audience. Does anybody have any questions? See in the chat. No? Anyone has a question? It's easy to understand up till now. Okay.
Incredible, but yes, I understood. You know that I have always problem with this kind of thing, but this time I understood.
It's the basics. Just that sometimes we forget to double check, and so we might have some problems, but usually it's quite easy. The other part is notifications. This is also very important because you want to know what notifications you want to receive. So you will get notifications for comments, for tags, for reminders, updates, friend requests, people you may know, because Facebook always looks at the activity that we're doing, where we're stopping, what posts we're looking at, and will always try and push more people with similar interests or hobbies as us so that we connect with them. So we need to know what are we looking at on Facebook and making sure we're training the algorithm to work for us and not the algorithm trying to make us do what they want. Birthdays are a great way of keeping in touch with your community or your friends list and sending them a happy birthday message on their birthday. Make sure that your future posts will appear on their timeline and that they will be more likely to comment and share your posts. So remember that birthdays is a great way to stay in touch and also to make sure that Facebook shows your posts on those people's timeline. Groups as well, very important. You might be in various groups or you might create your own group. So it is good to have those notifications, videos, you also get notifications, events. Facebook has added a lot more things I can see. Marketplace, now for those of you who have a business and might be selling a product, Marketplace is a great place to sell those products. In certain countries, you cannot sell services, but with products, yes. So see if it is something that might be useful for you and your business. Fundraisers as well have been added, and SMS as well, and emails. So yeah, they've added a whole wide range of details. Okay. Games, I would avoid games on Facebook because that's time consuming. However, that depends on you and the time that you have. And videos, well, that's always important to make sure that you have videos on. Even if you're only creating a 1-minute video, a 5-minute video, try and do that because that helps a lot with your reach, your visibility, and Facebook is pushing videos right now, the same as any other social media platform. And I noticed just this week that they have added changes to their videos and it's looking a lot more like TikTok. So use it, learn how to create videos and play with it, because at the end of the day, this is a work in progress. We're learning every single day. And as I'm seeing, they've changed a lot of things again, but it's part of the process of creating your brand online. An interesting part here is that you've got captions as well, so that if anybody watches the video on silent, they will be able to read it. And I think this is an important aspect to be able to get our videos out there and getting more visibility. You've got the video default volume, show captions, make sure it's on so that Facebook creates these captions. One thing I noticed is that I usually do my videos in Spanish, and Facebook is translating them into English. So that is a really good thing. We might as well use it while they still have it on. Okay, another thing you might ask is, let's go back. So this is the timeline. This is where you'll see the posts of people that you are interacting with. Okay. Now we're going into the profile. You might ask, so how do I create this banner? Well, it's quite easy. You go into canva.com. If you have not got an account, let me know. And Canva, you've got the free version and the paid version. The free version is really useful, it works well, and it has a sufficient capacity to help you create anything. The paid version, the good part about it is that you might have to create a lot of content or a lot of designs or a lot of videos, because you can also create videos on Canva. And so you might think that you need to do the to update to a paid version. I would start off first with the free version, get used to working with it, and then once you know how to use it correctly, then go into the paid version. So now, if we look into templates, you would say, you would write Facebook cover. And Facebook gives you templates of all types of covers that you can customize to your needs. So this is an amazing place to be able to create your Canva, Facebook cover photo with your brand colors and start updating your profile. The same as your Facebook business profile, you can create a Facebook cover here, download it, and use that on your Facebook pages as well. This one is a great one. So look at it. As you can see, it's got the photo, name, telephone number if you wish to use it, email, and website. All you would need to do is change the photo, change the colors, the name, what you do, and it's practically like having your own visiting card, but you'll be using it on your profile. And I think that's so important to be able to network and connect with the people that you want to attract on social media. Good morning, Your Highness, Dr. Prince Pai. Hope you're well. Okay, any questions? Another part in Canva is how to create your Facebook lives. So here you've got templates to create. Say you're going to create a video and you want to give people the day and the time, or an interview that you're having, and you want to put the photo of the person that you're going to interview. You have all these templates right here. So yes, Ambassador Karen, go ahead.
I want to ask, good morning. Good morning,
Good morning.
everyone listening. Good morning, Queen. Her Excellency, good morning, Ma. Good morning, everyone. I want to ask a question. How do you avoid one who want to hack your Facebook account?
I couldn't hear you correctly. How do you avoid?
I said, how do you avoid someone who wants to hack your Facebook account?
That's
If one wants to hack your
difficult.
Facebook account, how do you avoid it?
That's why I said double authentication.
Okay.
Whereby you have your cell phone number on your Facebook. I'll go back into.
Okay.
When you go into privacy and settings, you've got privacy checkup here, and you have to go through each and every one of these As you can see, I did it last week to double check that your account is the safest possible. And I said, it is important to do this from the computer, not the cell phone. Okay. Hacking an account is rather easy, unfortunately. And that is why it's so important to double check and keep an eye on the part here that I said security and logging, where check your important security settings, okay, and where have you logged in. As it shows, I'm using my computer right now and where I am to make sure that it's me, or when I'm using my phone. You can keep an eye on this. I always say try and do it at least twice a week, because otherwise you might have some unnecessary activity on your account. And make sure that you use two-factor authentication so that you get a code on your cell phone if anybody other than you is using your account, and that way you can stop it. Has that answered your question, Ambassador Karen?
Yes, thank you very much.
Pleasure.
Thank you.
So it's always important to make sure that we keep an eye on our security settings. Someone else was asking a question. Let me double check. Did somebody else have their hand raised?
I don't think so.
Okay, right. Okay, as we were saying, so this would be an important area for both the personal profile. You can use the same cover photo on your personal profile as your business page. I've done that on mine. Just that I added the photo here. So it keeps, and another important thing is when someone clicks on this photo, if you have added your website or anywhere that you want them to go, here you can edit and add that so that anybody can just click and go to that website. Use it. It's really good real estate to be able to get people to find out what it is you do, or take them to your YouTube channel, to your website, to your Instagram, wherever you want to take people. And if you're creating an email list, which is a must when you're networking, create a link that is clickable so that people can be added to your email list, that they have the opportunity to add themselves, because a very bad thing that we might forget is that we might go to a networking event, we collect all the visiting cards, and then we add them ourselves to our email list. In theory, that cannot be done. Legally, it's not allowed. So it's always best to say to people, would you like to join my email list? Visit my Facebook account and you'll find a link to my email list and you can join it yourself. It's so much better that they add themselves than if we add them from their visiting card, because we could have problems. Okay, another thing that I wanted to quickly add was Facebook, right, videos. So in Facebook, you've got the opportunity to create videos, but you can also create videos on Canva. Canva gives you ideas or templates for creating videos, and you can download these and then upload them onto Facebook, and you're creating videos. And you can use these same videos on Facebook, on Instagram, TikTok as well. TikTok has a format that is more like Instagram videos. as you can see. So you can create a blank TikTok video, and you can use these ones on stories as well, on Facebook, on stories on Instagram, and on TikTok. Any questions? Is anyone using stories?
No, I didn't even know that it was existing. All what you are showing, I have never seen that. I didn't
Okay.
know. So I learned really a lot today.
Let's go
I
back.
am using story, but you know, it's like I linked my Instagram with my Facebook. So when
Right. That's the
when I put on
easiest.
Instagram, it's going to my Facebook.
That's the easiest, but you
And
can
thanks to
create
Raj, because he's the one who made it for me.
the link, right? But you can add stories from the computer as well as from your cell phone. And by clicking here, you can create a text story, or you can create a photo story. So if you have created, for example, a short video here and downloaded it, you can upload it here onto stories and create it. Now, why is this important? Because you can also add, let's see if I can find one here. All right, I'm trying to look at one with, right, end video. Which has either the follow me or one like this, where you would be using your brand colors. And you'd be able to put your name, right? So you can see how it looks here. And you'd have your name and your website, and change the background to whatever you think would look good for your brand colors. And that's all part of branding at the end of the day, which is so important, because if anybody shares this, for example, thank you for watching and all, then they share it to their network, and their network gets to know you. So we have to think of it that way, that we are connecting with other people, not just the people that are in our friends list. If they share it to their list, then we're opening ourselves to a much bigger network, and more people get to know us. Any questions?
Yes, I have a question, Sister Mila. When you put, for example, a video, there's something that I don't know how to do. You put a video or a picture in your story and you want to write a comment at the same time. How it is working?
First, you have to upload it.
Okay.
Then once it's uploaded, then you can go back into it and add a comment. What you're saying is about adding probably a text, isn't it? But that you would do.
In fact, when you add a picture, a photo or a video, and you want to write something, for example, a message with this photo. Let's say I want to put a photo of someone. It's just an example. You put a picture of someone, okay, and you want to write below, or you put a video and you want to write a message, happy birthday to you, for example.
Yes. On the phone, yes, because on the phone it gives you the option of, now let me just double check on the phone how it comes up. On the phone, it gives you the option to add text or add a GIF.
Add what?
So when you go into your phone, when you click on create story on the plus sign, it will ask you if you want to add a text, if you want to add music, or you want to add a photo. When you add the photo, for example, let me just see one moment. I'm going to add one. From my phone. Laughing because my kids have made a million photos on my phone and trying to find something now. Let's see. Okay, so you would click on the photo that you want to share, right? Okay, it will upload, and then you've got stickers, which is one of the first ones on the right-hand corner. And on stickers, it will give you the possibility of adding a tag where you can tag the person that you want to wish happy birthday to, okay?
Yes.
And it will bring up the name if you're friends on Facebook, okay? And you also have the opportunity to add a question, which is very useful if you're doing a survey and you want to know what people are saying or their views on something. So by using that, you can add happy birthday with a GIF as well. Use GIFs, they're very useful. Okay. Facebook encourages the use of GIFs. So you would use a GIF with the happy birthday and the name of the person in the tag. So I'm doing one now of a client of mine, and I've tagged her and I've added a GIF. And it will go out on my Facebook stories and my Instagram. So let's see how it goes. It will take a little while. Okay, discard this. Right, go back here. Right. And here it is. As you can see, I added the tag and the GIF. So the same you would be able to do with the photo that you're saying for happy birthday, for example. You would upload the photo, add a GIF, and tag the person that you're wishing happy birthday.
Okay.
Okay, so it's quite simple. Now, one of the good things about stories is that using Facebook, we have to go into my page. On Facebook pages, you've got the possibility of using Meta Business Suite. Now, Meta Business Suite is useful because you've got a publishing tool which lets you draft posts and create stories. However, the only thing is these stories will only be running on your business profile. Whereas the one on your personal profile, you'd either have to do it on the computer or on your cell phone, okay? But for example, say you want to create stories for the next month or two, like most businesses do in advance with a social media manager for their Facebook business profile. You can do that, and it can connect with your Instagram as well. So that means you can have content already ready for your stories for 30 days, 60 days, 90 days, all set up, created on Canva, download it, add it onto Business Suite, and have a time. It will tell you the optimal times that you can put those posts out, okay? And let it go on automatic. This will save a lot of time with posting. Is anybody using Business Suite already?
No.
No. Right. It's very useful for getting content ready and being able to do other things and not being worried about what am I going to be posting from now on. Next week, we will be looking at the business page, which is a totally different structure, because here you do not have friends. What you have are followers. So business page is very important to create your brand, to get clients to know you, for your networking, and to be able to share content to your personal profile, say once or twice a week, so that people know that you do have a brand or a business. I hope this has helped each and every one of you today. If you have any questions, feel free to ask. And for those that are watching on YouTube and the replay, well, you can put your questions there. I usually do check the videos a few days later to see if anybody has had any questions, to be able to create the content for the next couple of classes. And that way we can see where you need help.
Thank you very much. I learned really a lot. You know, I am very bad in these kind of things, you know, but finally, the way you are explaining it, it's like quite easy. In fact, everybody can do it.
Everybody can do it. It's taking the time to do it.
Yes, it's just you are in and you have just to do it. So I will try. I will do different things and I will practice. This is what I want to say. I will practice.
At the end of the day, it's practice.
Yes,
it's practice.
It's amazing. I didn't even know that you can put your, even make your business card and all that. I didn't know. I learned a lot today. Thank you very much, Professor Mila. You are just amazing. And I'm sure that a lot of people, thousands and thousands, maybe millions of people, they don't know how it is really working.
Well, thank you. The truth is, a lot of people often think of getting a social media manager straight off. And I always say, but what have you done on your profile first, and learn how it works before you get a social media manager, because otherwise you won't be able to delegate the tasks to that person. So it's always important to know how the platform works. I mean, today we just touched the tip of the iceberg on Facebook, but for me, it's the most important and the most basic part of making sure that our privacy and our settings are well done, and that people can find us that really need us. And to know that we can separate family and close friends from the public. Because at the end of the day, social media, you are in front of thousands, if not millions of people. So we need to know what are we getting to publish, who are we allowing to publish on our social media platforms as well, and if we're creating the right content that attracts the right people. So I hope this helps.
Yes, a lot. Thank you very, very much. I believe that everyone has also understood here. If anyone has a question, it's now before we end this session and say goodbye. See you next week. Okay, so they are shy today. I don't know what's going on.
Well, thank you.
Or maybe they understood everything or they are shy. But anyway, thank you very much, Professor Mila. So we'll meet you next week, same hour. And we love you very, very much. And it's just amazing. Same platform, same link. Thank you.
Thank you. Have a great Friday.
Yes, have a blessed Friday, everyone. Thank you. Bye-bye.
Bye. Thank you.